Today I'm talking about importance and the importance of people and who is really important and who isn't. Tell you the truth, everybody's important. We all know that. But sometimes we get a little confused and we forget about the importance of ourselves. You have a world of responsibility, and one of your biggest jobs is making sure that the shoe is on the right foot. You say all the right things. You sacrifice what you need so that the people in your life can have what they want. You go without so that you can move mountains to be sure to make it a certainty that everybody on your list of friends and family is happy. Oh heck, you don't just want to make them happy. You spend hours and hours on end trying to make new friends, and you volunteer to do everything simply because you want to create smiles and laughter and pats on the back and help people out in every way possible. You want to see a world of happy people. You take a lot of guff. You fear rejection and disapproval, and you must make it your business to rise early in the morning and go to sleep late in the evening. Why? Because you're working on everybody's project but your own. If you can identify with any of the above things I just spoke about, I can assure you with great certainty that you are a kind and generous soul who is, without reservation, a people pleaser. Now, I'm here to tell you that there's nothing really wrong with being a people pleaser. It shows that you have compassionate heart and an unstinting look on life. People pleasers are wonderful, especially if you're one of the people they're trying to please. But there comes a time when you need to take some inventory and assess your situation. And if you are suffering as a result of it, you might want to reevaluate your position and get a little selfish. Yes, I know everybody says selfishness is a bad thing, and a lot of people consider it to be a sin. But hear me out on this. Most people pleasers have a serious following, and by that I mean people who depend on you. And if something were to happen to you, your following, or most of them, would fall apart or fall away. Some of them don't like being neglected. And if you suddenly have a personal need, you're sick, or somebody in your family gets sick, or even go in the hospital, and you have to spend time taking care of them, or maybe you've got some urgent business to take care of, or maybe you want to go on a vacation, God forbid. They won't think twice about contacting you and giving you gripes about how you suddenly changed and stopped caring about them. A lot of what I call emotional vampires will suck you dry of all of your compassion and benevolence and sometimes money, and they will grow to depend on you to be their savior. But when the giving stops, they label you as selfish, greedy, and move on to the next people pleaser they can find, and the world's full of them, who will take care of their needs and take over where you stingily, selfishly left off. You got family and close friends and friends who are like family who depends on you saving them on a daily basis. And you spoil them rotten to the point to where you do all of their thinking, all of the work for them, And if they're called upon and have to work independently by themselves, they go into the uh 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 I ain't never had to do this myself before. Where's my people pleaser? She done deserted me. Oh, what do I do? They just suddenly become dumb and ignorant and lost and incapable of doing what they're supposed to be doing for themselves in the first place. What I'm trying to tell you is that you are a valuable person in the lives of many people. Those who love and appreciate you want you around. They want you happy. They want you healthy. They want you here. They need you here. But being a people pleaser has a way of wearing you out. And pretty soon, you're going to find yourself worn out, burned out, bummed out, and maybe even sick from being blown out. You are so busy taking care of others that you don't bother taking care of yourself. That's a problem, and it has to be fixed. So here's where I'm coming from. You have to take care of yourself first. Some people call that selfish, but quite honestly, I call that good stuff. You have to make sure that your needs are met and your stuff is done. Before you can put on your big blue cape and the big shirt that has the big red PP on it, people please, and keep moving on to do what you were probably meant to do, and that is help people. Because you have a heart to do, a heart to help, and a heart to be generous, kind, and benevolent. I know what I'm talking about because I am approaching the senior citizen years of my life. And I have spent most of that life pleasing people and thinking that their needs, their wants, their desires, their opinions, their stuff was more important than mine. And I worked endlessly to please others for years, decades, before I began to realize that I had to take care of myself. It wore me out. It brought me to the point of illness. It brought me to the point of, I don't know how to put this, but I'll just say it because it's the only word coming to me. Mental illness, depression. It brought me to the point to where I felt like a failure because the people I was helping and the people I was trying to help turned on me when I became weak or when I became sick or when I became incapable of doing what they needed to have done. But that was all in God's plan and design because He doesn't want me doing everything for everybody else and not taking care of myself. The needs of others will always be there. And one of the greatest needs they possess is the need to take responsibility for themselves. We don't always help them by keeping that fact a secret from them and making their stuff a part of the baggage we carry around simply because we want to help them and please them so that they'll be happy with us and call us wonderful, generous, kind, considerate souls. Some of the hardest lessons in life are the ones where we need to get that slap on the hand or the slap on the face and be brought back to reality. The reality of knowing that we are indeed the captain of our own ship. And even though we may have some crew members, the responsibility of the success of the journey falls on our shoulders. So in conclusion, I want to tell you that I still strive to help people. I'm a kind and generous soul who is always wanting to assist others. But I have learned to take care of myself first. And I have learned to encourage others to stand up and be responsible for themselves. Within each of us is the power and the courage to face the world with assurance, knowing that we are fully capable of meeting every challenge and finding solutions for each and every one of them. Being a people pleaser is the beginning of being a builder of strong, significant lives, seeing the good in all and helping them reach deep within themselves to find the potential they possess to move on and move a couple of mountains all by themselves.